Hello and welcome to the Bluegrass Sports Show, or
The BS Show.
it's fantastic to be back, is it not?
The Back and Sexy Show.
Look at this. Look at this, guys. I just want
Woo!
to. I'm Carl,
I'm Perry.
the animal. There it is.
We are two fat guys returning to talk the
to
crap.
talk some BS.
Yes.
So, as I said before.
How you doing?
Oh, just an update. So I'm getting ready to, in August, have a baby boy. And this fine fellow over here just had a baby girl. So congrats.
Thank you. Congrats as well.
But we are so happy to be back, but we don't know exactly what route we're going with this. We're just going to kind of wing it. So if it ends up being a little long, sorry guys. So where do you want to start off first? You want to go football and then
Well,
straight basketball?
the last time we spoke, college basketball was really starting to get rolling.
True.
And college football was pretty much dwindling. I believe the last time we spoke was right before or right after the Louisville game in football.
Mm-hmm.
So we know what happened with Kentucky football. They got screwed in their bowl game because apparently you can't refuse help from a referee. That's ancient history. We also know what happened with the NFL.
With the Patriots losing, boys.
You know, me and you discussed privately, and I don't want to get into it. I had no desire to watch it. But sidebar, I was cheering for the Patriots because I'm a Cowboys fan, and the Cowboys and Eagles are huge rivals.
Well, I don't care.
So I was cheering for
I've got a serious hatred for the Patriots.
Oh, well.
Serious hatred. I love seeing them lose. And I don't dislike the Eagles. Even though I am a Cowboys fan too, I don't dislike the Eagles. I'm fine with the Eagles. So I was happy to see them win.
What was your thoughts of the college basketball season?
Oh, what I wanted to get into with that is that I was not expecting anything out of that team. I really wasn't. I wasn't expecting them to, definitely wasn't expecting them to win the conference tournament. Fantastic job on that. They played fantastic the last 3 games of that tournament.
They only played 3 games.
Or the last 2 games. The second game was against Alabama, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That game, I was very surprised. I thought they had lost that one. Then when they played Tennessee, oh, God.
That was a great game.
I was dying for them to win, but I expected them to lose that one. They came out, played fantastic again, and beat them to death. And then the tournament. And, I was very happy. I expected a first round, and I morely expected a second round exit.
Well,
but
the way I looked at this team is that this team played behind the 8 ball all year. Yes, they underachieved for what they should have been. Well, they were young, but they were injured all year. You only had Jared Vanderbilt for 15 games this season. You lost Quade Green for an entire month in the middle of that. P.J. Washington broke a finger in the middle of the season and played with it.
Right.
So you had mismatching parts. You had Nick Richards, who completely bombed and never lived up to anything all year long. So you had a lot of injuries. The team was never really healthy and playing to their potential. Had we had Jared Vanderbilt since the start of the season, I think it would have been a different story the way the season played out. But that's not what happened. You get to the SEC tournament, you play great. You go into the NCAA tournament rolling. The bracket opens up, and for the first time since Cal's been here, we lay an egg in the tournament. So
but
it's just,
it is what it is. You have a bad game. They had played. What did that make? 4 fantastic games.
They had won 9 out of 10 and looked well doing it.
Yeah, and then you have a bad one. Yep. Whatever. You can't ridicule them for that.
I hate the fact that Kansas State team was awful. It's the fact that we lost to that team, and the way the bracket opened up is what hurts me. But I think we were losing to Arizona. Had Arizona won their game, had DeAndre Ayton not declared for the draft at halftime in their first round game and quit, I think we was losing to Arizona in the second round anyways. So I'll take it. It is what it is. We wasn't going to beat Villanova. We had a path to the Final Four. But I don't think we would have beat Michigan in the Final Four. No. Michigan was a good team. I thought Michigan State was going to win just because I liked their talent.
Right.
But
overall, man, I was happy with it. I was happy with how good we did down the stretch. Really was.
Let me ask you a question.
What's that?
This has been a question that's been posed all over different platforms. Would you take John Calipari's tenure and his success at Kentucky? Or would you take Jay Wright and his tenure? Now I'm talking since Cal's been in Kentucky, 9 years.
Right.
Where you have 2 championships with Jay Wright, but you have 7 other years to where you didn't make it out of the second round of the NCAA tournament? Or do you take 9 years under Cal as to where you have the second most regular season wins of any team? You have the most tournament wins of any other team. You have the most Sweet 16, Elite 8, and Final Four appearances of any other team.
Just not championship.
And you have one championship. You have 4 Final Fours. But you do have the one NIT appearance where you had your best player get hurt and tear his ACL.
Right.
Do you take John Calipari's 9 years at Kentucky to where you're very much consistent, very much a threat? Or
I'm
do you
taking Cal. I mean, that's hands down.
That's me too.
But what I'm a firm believer in that they need to change the rules for the NBA, just like the NFL. You can't leave, basically, unless you're 21. You can be a redshirt sophomore or a junior before you go.
I think if they change that, I think they need to change it to where they do have the option to go straight from high school.
Well, fine. That's fine. That don't bother me, but you're going to see a lot of players like a Sebastian Telfair that never pan out.
If they come to school, then possibly put a requirement for a certain time frame that they be there, but give them the option to go make money if they want to go make money first.
That's fine.
But what I'm saying, so you're like me. There's people out there that are title or bust, and they would take having the one extra title and 7 years of just completely bombing and underwhelming and underachieving in the tournament versus just what we've had under Cal.
No, I'm happy with what Cal's done. Cal's done what he can.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand. What do you want? People talk about all he recruits is one and dones. What do you want? You want him to recruit worse players or one and dones? Those are the only two options.
We can go back to the way it was under Tubby Smith to where we went to one Final Four in his entire tenure, and that was in 1998. And we can go back to the way it was under Billy Gillespie to where team. We just don't. That's a subject for another day. But, no, he did not recruit those players, but those players have played a completely different style under Tubby. They come together in the middle of the season. They struggled early. Once they got the niche under Tubby, they come together. You're crazy. Okay.
But
congratulations to the Villanova Wildcats.
They were recruited by Patino, and their skills were top notch.
Patrick Patterson was recruited by Billy Gillespie. I don't hear it.
Well, no, he was recruited by Tubby.
No
he almost didn't come because Tubby left.
Yeah, good point.
But
I think the reason why I think had Tubby stayed, he probably went to Florida. I think the reason why he came was Gillespie.
Maybe I have no idea, but he was recruited by Tubby.
The National Basketball Association.
Yes, so we can get into the playoffs now. So
surprised by the way the regular season turned out?
Well, that was one thing I wanted to do, but I can't remember. I wanted to go over our predictions.
Oh, yeah.
Do you remember that?
I remember that I was terribly wrong.
I wanted to go over our predictions.
Part of this was due to injuries as well. Like Washington's not the 8th seed if Walt doesn't miss 2 months of the season. I mean, the Celtics, I predicted, I think them at the 3, they ended up the 2. LeBron,
Celtics playing tough.
The Cavs probably aren't the 4 seed if Isaiah Thomas is a complete bust.
Yeah.
If Kevin Love isn't hurt for 2 months of the season.
The Cavs really surprised me.
And just the Ben Simmons
is the
biggest surprise of the year.
Shut up.
But he's great.
I
don't like him either, but he's great.
God, I hate him, but he's tough.
Great.
He is tough.
And then in the West, you got Kawhi Leonard. I don't want to play basketball anymore. I'm going to sit over here with my cornrows, and I'm going to just twirl them. I don't think I want to play for the Spurs.
Gosh, that is one thing I want to.
Kawhi Leonard's one of my favorite players, but he sat over there and been a diva.
Yeah. Anyway,
I never expected it from Kawhi.
No,
you let me down, my boy.
Okay, let's get into this. Start at the top. 1 seed. 1 seed is who?
Toronto and Houston. That's the 1 seed for the East, 1 seed for the
No. East, sorry.
Oh, East.
I was like,
you've got Toronto and Washington.
Yeah. That's why I just gave you a weird look. Like, what? You just mixed them. So, Toronto, Washington. First off, it surprises me that Toronto is the 1 seed.
No, they played great. DeMar DeRozan was excellent.
Yeah, but I mean,
all year.
From the beginning of the year, when we made the predictions.
They've got a lot of quality depth. I think I had them as a 4 seed at the beginning.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
But they've got a lot of quality depth.
And Grizzlies, you let me down. I had you in there. You blew
I
it.
told you what was going to happen.
You blew
with
it.
Memphis. I laughed at you whenever you said Memphis.
They did fantastic early on.
Yeah, they
you
started
blew
out 4-0. But you have Kyle Lowry just gives the ball to DeRozan. Here, you take over.
Right,
This is your team.
And DeRozan's tough. I love the Raptors. I'm just surprised that they're the number 1 seed. That's what I'm saying. The Cavs
what you're looking
me,
at this point, and it's something that I didn't expect to happen. DeMar DeRozan is light years better than Bradley Beal.
Oh, yeah.
You've got DeMar
I really
DeRozan
thought he was
destroying Bradley Beal in this series. Wall is averaging, let's see, he had 29 and 9 in game 2, had 23 and 15 in game 1.
But
so he's averaging 26 and 12.
He is literally getting all the pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody puts the pressure on Wall's hands and is like, you're the reason we're losing. You need to step it up.
Wall's averaging 26 and 12, but his other all-star teammate, who's supposedly supposed to be the godsend and the real talent of the team, is
right.
So
I mean, it's what
Wall's playing.
It's what it is.
Wall's playing.
And that's what I'm going to get at when we're done. Right? There's one comment I want to just bust.
Okay, well, let's go to Boston. Milwaukee. That's a series that I thought was going to. This, to me, does the exact same thing that the Washington series is showing with Bradley Beal. It's showing the exact same thing to me with Giannis Antetokounmpo. An unbelievable talent, a freak talent.
Right.
But you've got Eric Bledsoe's getting outplayed by Terry Rozier. Point blank.
Yeah,
Jabari Parker is not right,
in
my opinion.
No, they're not playing.
Chris Middleton is a good talent, but they're not playing. The team's not playing well.
No.
But you've got Giannis Antetokounmpo, who early in this season was an MVP candidate.
Yeah,
he was an MVP
be.
favorite.
I mean, he should.
He was an MVP favorite at one point.
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell me
he should have taken over the series.
If you're that significantly more of a talent than the rest of the league, you've got a Boston Celtic team who's without their 2 best players.
Right.
They're playing a bunch of young kids. Yes, Terry Rozier, he's 1 year older than Giannis. That's great. Giannis has more league experience than what Rozier does.
Mm-hmm.
Rozier's older because he stayed in college longer. Or I don't even think Giannis didn't play college. He came from Greece.
Right.
So you've got Rozier played 3 or 4 years at Louisville. So yeah, he's a year older, but he's not older in league experience.
And he's nowhere near as good.
You've got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, who are pups.
Right.
Jason Tatum, a rookie who's been really good this year. Jaylen Brown, a 2-year guy, really good. Al Horford sucks. And then you've got Aaron Bain, whatever the Baines guy's name is, playing center.
It's Aaron.
You've got that team. None of those guys can hold a candle to Giannis.
Who's not done anything.
And he's to me.
I know it. He should take over that series.
I didn't think there was a chance in the world
that Boston beats them.
That Boston would beat them. I think Boston's going to sweep them. Now we're going back to Milwaukee right now. We'll see what happens.
Right. But you got to take one on the road at some point, or you've lost.
Yep.
You're the down team. You've got to take one on the road.
Now the 3-6, you've got Philly and Miami.
Yes. This is one of them I want to talk about.
You want to talk about your boy Wade?
Oh my
gosh! For some reason, is still a top 5 shooting guard in the league.
Well,
he was the other night.
The other night he was. That's what I was going to say. Coming off the bench.
He's not as good as he once was, but he's as good once as he ever was.
So, but he did his job. He did his job. Went out there and took one on the road.
And Beat's playing tonight.
I know. I was watching the game.
The game's going on right now. Whenever you all see this, you will know the outcome. But we don't know what's going on. But
I'm so happy. I hate Ben Simmons. God, but he is fantastic.
Embiid had a good year. I think he averaged like 23 and 12.
Oh, yeah, he did fantastic.
Had a good year. Ben Simmons is the best part of that team.
Yes,
Ben Simmons is the man.
By far. And Fultz kind of died out.
Yeah,
he died out. What happened to him?
JJ had a good year. Robert Covington had a good year.
Hey, speaking of, up there before you got here, JJ had a fantastic pass. It was behind the back pass. It's fantastic. But anyway.
Oh, well, I didn't think he could do anything but shoot and take charges.
I know. Tell me about it. He's a white boy. But
imagine that.
So he, what was it? Oh, end of the quarter, the Philly was up 4.
Oh, gotcha. So this series tied 1-1. So far, it's the only competitive series that we're talking about. Man. Now, the 4-5,
well,
you've got
Cavs and Pacers.
Cleveland and Pacers. The way the Cavs looked, the Cavs can't guard anybody.
I know. Their defense is atrocious.
This is the first year that I've looked at teams that could potentially beat LeBron for a long time, but still, whenever LeBron loses in the playoffs, You're like before the finals because he always loses at the finals. But you're like
making
man,
your stabs.
I mean, it's the first time he's won 21 straight first round games.
Right.
And then the Pacers come out and just put it on. So you're like, looky here. And then LeBron comes out last night.
And got pissed.
Well, and then the score was 16-1. It was LeBron 16, the Pacers 1. He scored 13 points before the Pacers hit a free throw.
Right.
So LeBron come out put the eyebrow up, he snarled his lips, and he said, "Let's go.
We're done."
So let's see what happens with that series.
One other thing, going back to the Heat game and D Wade's phenomenal appearance there. So, did you hear who he attributed that game to? This is off topic, but Kevin Hart.
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Him talking trash on the sideline pissed Wade off.
In 1994, you got Reggie and Spike Lee, and in 2018, you got D Wade and Kevin Hart.
D Wade and Kevin Hart, yep.
Now, as we go on down we've covered the East. That's the East right there.
So we got West.
Let's go to the West.
Oh,
Houston's destroying the Timberwolves.
Yes.
I can't believe how poor Karl Towns is playing. I can't believe how poor Jimmy Butler is playing.
I'm so disappointed.
I mean, you're between the two. Towns has taken 18 shots in 2 games.
And I was disappointed in Wiggins.
Wiggins is terrible. That's inexcusable. If you're going to be a superstar talent, and I've defended Karl Towns. I've defended Karl Towns to no extent.
Tell me about it.
Karl Towns is my guy.
This goes right along with Giannis.
If you're going to be the man,
you got to step it up.
You've got to step it up. You've got to demand the basketball. 18 shots in 2 games is inexcusable. Jimmy Butler, you should be just as ashamed. You have been pathetic. I think he shot 4 shots last night.
It's terrible.
So I mean,
it's terrible.
I think Jimmy Butler's taking 12 shots in 2.
There's only a few teams that I really want to see.
That team has 2 All-Stars. They've taken 30 shots combined in 2 games.
And they're getting destroyed.
Yeah, they are. And James Harden played terrible last night, and they still got obliterated.
Well, Paul did fantastic.
Paul played great. So that's all I have to say about that.
Houston's probably sweeping that series.
Whenever you've got 2 superstars like that who are completely just crapping the bed in a series,
yep.
What can you do?
Right.
And now you go to the 2 seed, the will be 2018 NBA champions, Golden State Warriors, and they will be.
Yep.
They're
Spurs.
The Rockets are nice, but
they ain't gonna beat the Warriors.
And then the Spurs, who have LaMarcus Aldridge, who had a good year, like 23-8 or 9 or something like that. But you've had Kawhi Leonard, who you don't know what ship is on now. Gosh. If he's abandoned ship, if he's on the ship, or if he's just watching the ship sink. You don't know. You don't know what Kawhi Leonard is doing. But you've got, and then shout out to the Popovich family. I know.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Coach Pop lost his wife tragically passed away last night. Our thoughts and prayers are with your family. But and like I told not Carl, but Bobo last night, I was like, I didn't even know he was married. But that's beyond the point. Yeah. I always thought him and Doris Burke had a thing. I don't mean to make light of the situation, but I always thought there was something between those two. But that or him or Craig Sager, because him and Craig Sager kind of had a thing.
No doubt.
But that series is over.
Yeah,
they've got no chance. An intriguing series to me is our boy down in Nolens.
I love it.
I'm going to tell you right now, if DeMarcus Cousins was healthy on this team, they'd win the West.
Ooh. Oh man, that's a bold prediction. But
the way their guards are playing, the way Drew and Rondo are playing, they're getting just enough from the wings.
Right.
You give me Anthony Davis, DeMarcus Cousins, who together Davis averaged 28 and 11 this year. Whenever Cousins went down, he was averaging 25 and 13.
Right. He's fantastic.
That's 53.
He's fantastic.
Whatever 13 and 11.
He's the one that we talked about replacing LeBron that hasn't laid an egg.
Davis, if not for the year that James Harden had, and I fully acknowledge James Harden's MVP this year. If anybody says different, then they're wrong. But if you were to give it to one person other than James Harden, Anthony Davis is your MVP.
Yep.
He's been fantastic. If Cousins was healthy, they might be. But I don't think they'd have caught the Warriors, but they might. I would imagine this series would be the same. It would be them in Portland, but you'd be flipped as to us home court. because I think the Pelicans would be the 3 seed.
Ooh.
Which all they have to do is win this series, and you flip that anyways.
Right.
So.
They're fantastic. I was so happy with that. That and the Heat made the playoffs for me. I don't care what happens now. I'm happy.
And then you're 4-5. You've got OKC and you've got Utah.
And
OKC,
I'm actually surprised that this is split 1-1.
Considering the Thunder were up huge
talent on the Thunder is what's
they were up huge last night. And I think the Jazz went on like a 17-3 run in the fourth quarter.
Right.
Ended up beating them. They said that the big three, if you want to call them a three, I called it 2 1/4 because Carmelo sucks.
He does.
They went 0 for 14 from the floor in the fourth quarter.
Well, Westbrook is bent on getting his stats. He is. I will sit and say that. I mean, I love Westbrook. He's got that drive, that dog in him, everything, but he's too stuck on his stats. Same problem to me that Wilt Chamberlain had. And I love Wilt. You know that. But he had the same problem. To me, he was stuck on his stats. Get off your stats. Play to win.
Maybe.
That's what I think.
Back-to-back years, a triple-double. First time it's ever been done. You got to give him props.
Oh, yeah, no, I'm not saying he's a bad player. By no means. He's a fantastic player. But he's me. And that's it.
Who's in the finals?
Well, let's do Eastern and Western Conference Finals.
Okay, who goes to Eastern Conference Finals?
Eastern Conference Finals. God, that one's hard. Give me a second. Well, I'm putting the Raptors and the Cavs.
They can't.
Huh?
They can't be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Oh, no, they're going to play each other before. Oh, crap. Oh, man. So, it's between Philly
and Boston.
Because I'm as bad as I hate to say it.
Boston can't beat Philadelphia.
No, there's no chance. And I hate to say it, but I'm figuring on Philly beating the Heat. As bad as I hate to say it, but
I think you're looking. I think this is the first time since 2009
that LeBron don't make it.
That LeBron don't make the finals.
Right. Whichever one.
2011.
Whichever one he loses to, because he may lose to Toronto. And I don't.
He may lose to Indiana.
I don't see that happening.
I don't think it either, but he may.
It's possible, but I don't see it. I see if he's going to lose, it could possibly be to Toronto, and I don't see that one. It's going to be Philly.
Think Philly goes to the finals?
They might. I mean, that's legit. They might.
I don't think Philly can beat Toronto. I think Toronto goes to the finals.
I don't know, man.
I think you've got Golden State and Toronto.
And that's going to be just terrible. Golden State's going to run over the East.
And you want to know what else?
What's that?
The Thunder's going to beat the Rockets.
What?
The Western Conference Finals will be OKC and Golden State.
No. No, Thunder ain't beating the Rockets. Paul George and Carmelo Anthony going to make sure of that.
We shall see.
I just don't see that happening.
We shall see.
So we've got you're going with Raptors Warriors in the finals, and Raptors Philly in the Eastern Conference Finals, and Thunder Warriors Western Conference Finals.
Yep.
Okay, so I'm going. The West is pretty much the same, except Rockets over Thunder, and then getting destroyed by Warriors. And then the East, if I don't see LeBron beating Philly, but I don't think he loses to Toronto.
See, that's where I'm opposite of you. I think LeBron can beat Philadelphia. I don't think he can beat Toronto.
I think he can shut down. I think it really depends on Joel. Because I don't think he can shut him down, but he's going to slow down.
I think Kevin Love would drastically expose Joel Embiid's defensive inefficiencies.
Well,
he's going to pull Joel away from the basket.
But Joel's going to expose his too. Well, he's not exposing them because we all know them.
Exactly.
Kevin Love's terrible on defense, and I think
the difference is that the Cavs have just a little bit more depth at the post they can throw at Embiid,
right?
As to where the Sixers have Embiid.
But what I'm hoping for is that the Heat beat them, and I don't see the Heat beating, or I don't see the Boston beating the Heat. I really don't. So then the Eastern Conference Finals,
Boston can beat the Heat.
I don't see them doing it. Not with what they've got available, we'll say. When do they come back? When's
Kyrie's out for the year.
He's done?
Yeah, and then Hayward won't be back in.
Right. So, yeah, I mean, we're looking at the team that could be playing the Heat, and I don't see it. I don't see them losing. So I'm going to go out on a limb, and I'm going to say the Heat beat Philly. And then the Heat go to the Eastern Conference Finals and run into LeBron, and LeBron still makes the finals by beating the Heat. That's what I'm going to say happens. And LeBron still makes the finals.
What a storybook.
And then gets destroyed by the Warriors yet again. Yep. Everybody gets destroyed by the Warriors. Please go, somewhere. LeBron, leave. You've got nothing in Cleveland. There's nothing there.
Where he's going to go.
Where do you think he's going? Rockets?
He's going to trust the process.
Going to the Rockets?
Oh.
Who?
Philadelphia.
No, he can't play with Simmons.
Why can't he?
Guys, I hate Simmons.
Something funny before we get to the end of this.
Oh, no, yeah, there's one more little rant I want to go on, a little mini rant.
Well, rant.
No, go ahead, something funny. I want to hear it.
It's something I saw the other day. If LeBron and Paul George were both to go to the Rockets, the way their lineup would be.
Oh, yeah, I seen that, yeah.
First names, if just their first names, it would read Chris Paul, LeBron James.
Right.
But with their last names, it would read Paul George, James Harden.
Right.
So cool.
But the thing is, when I read that, I looked at it and I was like, well, that's kind of stupid because you got Harden playing the 4.
Yeah, that's what I said.
James Harden playing the 4?
The ultimate floor stretcher.
Yeah, right.
Go ahead and rant.
But, so here, and you're going to get on this too. All right, so I watched a video not too long ago, and I don't know how old it is. I'm sorry, guys. It may be really old. I don't know. But, Cowherd. Colin Cowherd.
I don't like him.
I know. Talking about Kentucky players being underwhelming.
Oh, that's forever old.
I know, but I want to make this rant. David sent it to me not too long ago. I missed it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I understand that, yes, Wall.
The Heat's down 1 right now.
At halftime?
I don't know what it is. I just know they're down 1.
Okay. So, I understand that Wall, hasn't made the finals or nothing. Mm-hmm. And he's supposed to be the star and everything. Was projected to be. And Davis, who everybody talks about being one of the top dogs, we have too, has never even made it to the Western Conference Finals or anything. I understand all that. But look what Davis has had to play with for most of his career. And it's not like Wall's been bad. He's went up to the best teams of the East and lost.
Let's put it into perspective this way. This year was the first year that John Wall had played with an active All-Star.
Right.
And
Same.
Did Bradley and Bill make the All-Star team this year?
I don't think so.
Go ahead and talk. I want to look that up.
Okay. But he also brought up Mashburn. He was like one All-Star appearance for Mashburn. Okay.
Mashburn was hurt his entire career.
Yes, exactly. His All-Star came before he got injured. Then he gets injured and his body's not the same. And Walker, yeah, I understand Walker never did much. But it's not like he was terrible. And, yeah, I agree. We've never had a big superstar yet.
Bradley Beal did make the All-Star team.
He did?
Yes.
I didn't think he did.
So, let's put it this way.
We're coming.
John Wall was a part of the 2010 NBA draft, meaning the first full season he had was the 2010-2011 season.
Right.
There's a certain man who has been to the NBA Finals every year from the Eastern Conference since 2011.
Right.
And John Wall's not played with him as a teammate at this point.
Nope.
So, you could say what you want to about Wall not getting to the Finals. The criticism of him not getting to the Eastern Conference Finals, okay, I can see that. Yes, he lost to the Pacers whenever they had Lance Stevenson and Paul George and Roy Hibbert and David West.
Right.
That's nice. Look at the team the Pacers had. Yes, they lost to the Raptors, I think, 1 year whenever the Raptors had Lowry and DeRozan and Valanciunas and all the other guys.
Literally number 1 right now.
Well, it's a little bit different than that team. But still, I mean,
Your star players are the same.
Last year, they lose to Boston, who won the East regular season, who had Isaiah Thomas, who had Avery Bradley, who had Jay Crowder, who had Al Horford. I mean, they won the East for a reason, and they took them to 7 games in the second round. So
he's played his heart out. I mean,
let's look at that. Whenever Wall's 30, if he's still not made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, yeah, you can say maybe he's a bust at this point. But
no, Wall, I still don't, because you only say he's a bust if you're solely worried about championships.
I understand, and I get what you're saying. What I'm saying is then you could possibly put an argument for. Right. I'll listen to an argument then. Whenever he's Chris Paul's age and he's still not made a conference finals like Chris Paul hasn't, and Chris Paul's been universally reviewed as the best point guard in the league for a decade now. Right. Whenever he's Chris Paul's age and he's not, come talk to me then. Mm-hmm. That's one thing. But whenever he's at this point only had one active All-Star in his career as a teammate, and that was this year, I don't know how you can hold that against him.
No, completely. I don't hold it against him at all. Because when you look at his stats for the first, what is he, 7 years now? Something like that?
Yeah.
Okay. His stats himself.
No, 8 years.
8 years? Okay, whatever. Well, it's mirroring, not playoffs, excluding playoffs, like how far they went in the playoffs. But it's mirroring Isaiah Thomas, like the actual Isaiah Thomas, not this.
I can't remember Magic the exact Johnson. Number what it was last year, but the stats that Wall averaged last year, he was the first player in NBA history to play at least 10 games and to average the stats that he did.
Right.
The first player, that's counting Magic and Isaiah and Chris Paul and Steve Nash, all the point guards of yesteryear that were fantastic. Mm-hmm. The Bob Cousy's, the John Stocktons, the Derek Fishers, the
Derek Fisher,
Greg Ostertag, if he ever played point. Sorry for wobbling you.
Oh my gosh!
But just nobody had ever averaged those numbers before.
Walt's fantastic. There's no doubt about it.
And he's been great since he come back from injury.
Yep. And then when you look at Davis, who was the other big star, well, because we all knew was the mental case. He lets his head take over, and that's his problem. That's his only problem. Because is fantastic, if not for his anger.
Well, that and being trapped in a Sacramento system for the first 3/4.
That's true. But, and who knows, if he'd won a championship, maybe he wouldn't be so angry.
Perhaps.
But Davis, who's never had half the year last year and then this season, has never had anybody with him, ever. Nobody significant. So, yes, they haven't done nothing yet, but it's coming. Kentucky's here. It's coming. So, we wrapping it up now?
I'm good.
That was my rant.
I'm good.
You got anything you want to say?
I'm good.
Before the end?
I'm good. Folks, if you're in the market for a new or used vehicle, feel free to contact me.
Lord.
I work at Legacy Ford down in Corbin, Kentucky. Feel free to get in touch with me.
Oh, and by the way, me and my wife ain't here today. It's this place called Grateful Ed's Barbecue. You need to check it out. It's in Marville, Kentucky. It is delicious. It's called Grateful Ed's Barbecue.
Yeah.
It's delicious. So, you need to check it out. Get the tater skins.
I enjoy an Ed who is grateful. I don't want an Ed who is not grateful, who is stingy. If I'm going to be around an Ed, he's going to be grateful.
Oh, Lord. Anyway, thank you guys for watching.